welcome to Thursday Night on the Grind. I do have a very special guest tonight, Mr. Derick, the Upgrade Bolden. But first, let's get through some of these sponsors we've got. Tonight, first up is Urban Rides Magazine, established 2019 by Mr. Daniel Roby and some friends. You got to go online, check them out at urbanridesmagazine.com and get you a subscription up there. They showcase some of the baddest builds across the country. They also do hard copies, which I've gotten my first hard copy, the initial one, got it autographed up. Get over there, get you a subscription, and check these cats out. Next up is our good friends over at Squealing Pigs Audio. That's Mr. Lonnie Rebels. He builds custom baggers and bikes, and he does great stereo work. As you all know, he built my little 6-speaker between him and Andy Smith from Smart Cycles. They built a killer. I haven't had it out lately, but I'm telling you, it's a killer. So reach out to Squealing Pigs Audio on Facebook or Mr. Lonnie Rebels on Facebook for all of your stereo needs in the Baytown, Texas area. Next up is our good friends over at Level Up Audio Towers. Level Up Audio Towers are a small trailer system with a boom that goes like 20 feet up in the air, has speakers all on it. It can be used as a PA system. It can be used as a stereo system. It is a mobile party. Check them out on Facebook at Level Up Audio Towers. Next is our good friends over at Trulers.com. Jack over at Trulers has come up with some of the most kick-ass tapes and measuring devices for doing all the line work and layout work to make stuff even. Whether you're doing flames or you're doing cholo line work or whatever you're doing, if you want it even, you've got to get Trulers. So go to Trulers.com, place an order, and tell them Kevin with the Grind sent you. Next is our good buddy, Mr. Earl Hopkins at hopkins-design.com. Man, if you guys have been paying attention over on Facebook to Hopkins Designs or Earl Hopkins, you will see he has been doing some great work in the deer and axis world with the magazines and websites and drone footage. The dude's amazing at what he does. Whatever you could need from a website, logo design, he does our commercials for us. He is doing the Grind 2021 National Build-Off documentary. The guy is amazing. Go check him out at hopkins-design.com or go over to Earl Hopkins on Facebook. Next is, where did it go? Is J&D Custom Polishing. Check this out. You want that custom chrome, you want that kick-ass look, you got to go to Gary Dubois at J&D Custom Polishing and Plating. Last but not least is American Drag Seats. Right on. Thank you to all of our sponsors and our advertisers. I appreciate it. So you guys have known I've been talking here lately about trying to get a co-host on the show. And I couldn't think of anybody else better to try to have a co-host to see how everything works out than our good friend, Mr. Derick, the Upgrade Bolden. I want to bring him in and let's just see how things go, because we've got something we would like to discuss tonight. So anyway, everybody say hello to our good friend, Mr. Derick, the upgrade Bolden. What's happening, buddy? Oh, we can't hear you. Turn your volume up. I don't know what happened. There you are.
Okay.
All right, there you are. Good job. So
Technical difficulties.
That's okay. We got to figure it out. So we got a pretty good amount of people watching, and you watch all the time, so these the comments are going to be flying tonight.
Yeah. What's up?
But
yeah.
We're gonna have to go back a couple weeks because I want to talk about something before we get off on our topic tonight.
All right, let's go.
What the hell is a snitchy snitch snitch?
Okay. So basically, it's like this. Joshua Brooks is the snitchy McSnitch snitch. So basically he stopped at a gas station. I'm not for sure, Iowa, Indiana, somewhere. And he notices that the premium gas was cheaper than the regular gas. So he proceeds to fill up his vehicle. I don't know if he used the good gas or not, but he goes inside the store and he says, hey, did you know that the expensive gas was cheaper than the regular gas? And the lady looks at him like, okay, and did you fill up? Why would you go tell? That's in a situation like that, you hit the line and say, hey, look, bro, the gas cheap over here. You need to come fill up your shit, basically. So I gave him the title Snitchy McSnitch because throughout the whole weekend, he was Mr. Tattletale. Hotel everybody. You know what I mean?
He said, man, that's not what happened at all.
That is a lie. That is a lie. He told us that story. He said that he went in and asked the lady if that was the case.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to defend my boy because he's a good dude. Hold on, wait, hear my side.
All right.
So I gotta defend Josh because Josh's a good dude. He does a lot of stuff for the industry, a lot of people. I'm just gonna say maybe he's just that honest. Maybe he's like, I find a $50 bill on the ground. I'm gonna take it in the store and let somebody know someone dropped it. Unlike all of us little hood rats, we're like, dude, don't. We need to save some money. We need to save some money.
That's what I'm saying. Regardless, he's a good dude. His character is not in question. You know what I mean? It's on some, you know what I mean? Like how we care. Hey, look, man, you might want to come fill your tank up, bro. If you know what I'm saying. If you low, you call the hood. You tell everybody to come through.
That's right.
Go tell it. Now all of a sudden the next person pull up and they got to pay $3 more for premium when he got it for the low price. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, so he goes, yes and no. I went in before I pumped to make sure I wasn't putting bullshit in my tank. Okay, we're going to give him that. So he just wanted to make sure he wasn't getting like crap gas.
But it don't matter if he in a bullshit gas station anyway. That's his fault. And I mean, you got Exxon, you got Shell, and then you got the dude on the corner store. You know what I mean? You can't go expecting to get 93, because hell, past Oklahoma City shit, I don't think they got number 91 anyway.
Those trucks don't run up that high. Okay, dude. So we put 10 minutes down for him.
All right.
So what I would like to do, man, I'm gonna come out and say it. I never realized until I started watching some YouTube documentaries and stuff like that certain things were happening. And what I want to discuss with you is people like Cliff Voss and Ben Hardy. You know who those are, right?
The Easy Rider.
Yeah. So Cliff Voss was involved with the making of the movie itself, and he was contracted to build 2 bikes. Well, Ben Hardy was the actual builder of those 2 bikes. Now, after seeing the documentaries and stuff I've seen, you and I, and that's why you're here. I want you to correct me when I'm wrong.
All right.
But in my mind, I think I'm about 5 or 10 years older than you, if I'm not mistaken. I'm 52.
Yeah.
Okay, so in my life, I've never really gotten to see racism. Okay, and that's just the truth. I grew up in a very diverse neighborhood: blacks, whites, Asians, Hispanics. I mean, I didn't know any better. I didn't know racism.
Right.
But when I started watching some of these documentaries, I didn't know until maybe 5 or 10 years ago that a black man, Ben Hardy, actually built those two bikes. And when I heard that, I was like, man, that is such a cool thing. Why wasn't it ever brought to fruition? Why wasn't it said? Well, after watching enough of the documentaries, you find out that the dominant advertisers in the magazines were white companies.
Right.
So they were afraid to put any black builders or black parts manufacturers or people like that. They were afraid to put them in the magazines and give them credits because they weren't mainstream. It was the white builders that were mainstream. And, one of the main people that brought this to my attention is, Jesse James, and he's a huge advocate for builders, period. Well, after hearing everything, Ben Hardy passed away, and I don't think he ever got the respect or the credit for doing what he did. Cliff has since gotten some of the honors and stuff of that nature for doing it and playing his role in it. The reason I'm bringing that up is because I want to ask you, in today's times, do you still think that there is racism in the motorcycle industry?
Woo! I think that let me just say this. I think that mainstream, I don't think that they got their just due. But
Yeah.
everything that we do, as far as being a black biker or whatever the case is, I think that we've created our own lane. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
By creating our own lane, I think that we give ourselves the recognition on this side. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now I can tell you this, listening to some of the music that y'all play on y'all bikes in some of these competitions or just out playing, of course, we've arrived. You know what I'm saying? Because now we've put ourselves in these positions of acceptance, so to speak. So, and I don't see that at this particular point in time that we are still under the same ball and chain, so to speak, or the same chains that existed back then. As I have not witnessed slavery, I've witnessed racism. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As a black man, I have witnessed, being in a position where being white was more accepted than being black. But up in the 90s, a lot of that started to change a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I heard that Sugar Bear, which is one of the biggest icons in this industry, he wasn't even allowed to put a bike in a magazine either until 96 or 98. To the point that the black builders literally had their own magazines in the 60s just to showcase each other. Now, I don't want to harp on the past because I wasn't even born until 69.
Right.
But what I do want to do now today is talk to you. You just hit the nail on the head. You have arrived. Black builders have arrived. I'm gonna tell you a story real fast, just to give you an idea. Y'all arrived 15, 16, 17, 18 years ago is when you actually arrived. Because I'm gonna tell you, back in 2005, my first year was 2004, but in 2005, I will never forget it. Now, 2005, that's 16 years ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
What were you doing with bikes 16 years ago?
2005, I was still riding sport bikes.
Okay.
I wasn't.
So you've been to ROT in Austin, right?
Yes.
You've been on 6th Street, so you know what I'm talking about. Yes. That is if you're gonna do something, you want to be on 6th Street with it because everybody's gonna see it. Right. In 2005, I had a blue chopper. And I was riding that chopper down there, and we all posted up in front of the library, having a good time. Joe Martin was there. I mean, Paul Cox, Billy Lane, all the big builders were there, hanging out with everybody, talking to everybody, just being really cool. But I remember hearing a stereo system, and I was like, dude, where in the fuck is that coming from? What the hell? And I'm talking, dude, I was like, what the hell? And I will never forget, as long as I live, I was walking, where 35, the freeway is, I was walking away from it. The library was on my left, and I was walking down, and on the right-hand corner, I saw these two baggers. And dude, these things were banging stereo systems in them, and they were both Road Kings. And one of them was called, I want to say it was called Dirty Money, but it was a beautiful green bike, had like dollar bills on it and stuff like that. And it was a black guy. No offense, kind of looked like you. He's bald. He's a big guy, like he went to the gym, like a big dude. And I was like, holy crap, did y'all build these? And that dude sat there for over an hour talking to me about his bike, what he did. And now, mind you, he had stretched bags. He had longer bags. He had a little bit of a stretched fender. What today's terms would be like maybe a 4-inch stretch.
Right.
But you ain't never seen that before.
Right. Not in 2005.
No. And this dude's stereo system was so loud and so crisp and so clean. And I was like, dude, if I ever have enough money to have a bike built, I want to come to you and have you build me a bagger. Right. And dude, I can't even find those guys now, but I haven't been to ROT. 2015 was the last year I went. But black people as builders, in my opinion, arrived then because they got the attention of, this 35-year-old, 37-year-old kid looking at these bikes, and took me away from the choppers that were popular, like the Martin brothers and, Matt Hodge. And he sucked me right into baggers back then.
Right.
I mean, how did you get into doing the bikes? Was it the stereos that pulled you in? What?
In 2009, we went to the roundup, the Black Bikers Roundup in Atlanta, and me and my buddy, we took sport bikes out there, and man, these guys was kicking it. Everybody had, all of the older guys, they had Harleys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
With the Eagle Claws kickstands, they had candy paint, big music on them, and we still on sport bikes, so they looking at us like we was strange, like why the fuck y'all? You know what I mean? So that was in 2009, 2010. I bought my first Harley. It was a 2000 Road Glide, had an Evo motor. And I went to town. Louis on here, so he knows I went to Joe with Flying Tire, and he sold me a 2 3/4 inch, 21-inch wheel. Just the front wheel only. Red spokes, man, I thought I was a shit. Didn't realize that thing went on one of those switchback or something. You know what I mean? Just one of those skinny 21-inch tires.
Yeah.
But I've always been into music, so I put me some lids on, threw me some 6x9s in the bag, and these other guys came, and they were just, it was amazing to them. But the sound that we currently have now derived from LA, the West Coast, and it went from the West Coast over to Atlanta. And those guys had Harleys way back then, you know what I'm saying? And so it was 2010 when I got the first experience. And it was just from that point on, I just had to have it. I didn't know how to take them damn bikes apart. I just did it. Took it apart and put it back together.
Yeah.
I wasn't the prettiest on the block, you know what I'm saying? But
it's yours.
Yeah, it was mine. So from that point on, and then I was the only one on a Harley. Everybody else was still riding sport bikes. So I felt out of place. So from 2010 to 2015, I got away from the Harleys. I got away from it because I went back to the sport bikes because that's where all my friends was. Now by 2011, 2012, guys started getting Harleys. So now I'm like, but damn, maybe I was just ahead of my time. But that's basically what it happened. I just started building the shit in my backyard.
Well, I'll tell you, goddamn Louis, Hayward, Brockington, man, it's the same 30 people in Derick's lives. It's 36 people because I got my 6 people up in here. I'm just saying. So it's funny that you say the evolution. So I will say this, and I don't mean any disrespect when I say this because you know I got nothing but love for you. If you want to find out what the next hottest thing is, all you got to do is get together with the black guys are actually meeting up at, because they've been racing Harley, the baggers, literally racing them damn things since like the beginning of the 2000s.
Yes.
Because before I got my bike, I had a crotch rocket. And I remember going down over off of a road here in Houston called Rankin. But you had to go on the right night because that's when all the black dudes were out there racing their Harleys. But that's back when. Do you remember who the Ghetto Boys are?
No,
Okay.
I heard of them.
Okay. So the first time I ever heard of the Ghetto Boys, I was down on Rankin Road about to race one of them fools, which would have been the stupidest thing I could have ever done because they had every car from a stock Camaro all the way up to a full-blown trailer car. But that's how I got to know them. And, you know, they all of them have nicknames, just like you, Derick, the upgrade. You know, everybody had a nickname. So I couldn't tell you who I was talking to, but they were the nicest guys I'd ever met. They gave me a schedule. They're like, hey man, we're gonna be out here on this weekend. We're gonna be on this weekend. We're gonna be, or this day during the week or whatever. But then it got to the point where they were like, hey dude, you into motorcycles? And I was like, nah, man, I'm not really into bikes. So I ended up buying a bike because they would have get-togethers, and dude, they were racing. I mean, they were racing the GSXRs, the Ninjas on baggers, and beating them.
In 2000, in 2010 and 11, I mean, these guys were racing guys on Hayabusas, and I mean, embarrassing them. You know, these guys got, you know, at the time, a 120, a 127, or those bikes was producing 147 horsepower on a bagger. So, man, these guys was running. They've been running over these guys with these with these sport bikes.
Well, I think it's funny because it's almost like you don't give enough credit where credit's due because you don't know any better. Just like me, I literally have watched the stereo world step up, and the first person I ever saw do a stereo on a bike was Joey Inslee. He's the first dude I ever saw put a stereo on a bike. Now, you know that the majority of the stock Harleys, the road guides and the street glides and stuff, they come with just 2-speaker systems just right out of the box. So you know the stereos were there, but I can't believe that, you know, Joey did the stuff that he did, you know, and I was like, wow. And then ever since then, all I've done is just seeing dudes just blow up. I mean, blow up. Scott, I think the dirty money that I'm talking about is a different guy because that was back in 2005 when I saw that bike. So I think there's another dirty money now, but it's not the one that I'm referring to. But anyway, and I could be wrong. It could have been called something else. I'm just trying to remember, you know, 17 years ago.
Well, honest with you, the first time I heard, I mean, I've always had loud music on my bike, and the first time I actually heard some deep bass on the bike when Louis came to Justin Sound competition and beat my ass. He literally embarrassed me in front of all my friends.
Really?
So, and it was at that point where I just gradually, I was like, man, I don't want to do all that. But look, this is where I'm now. And it all started from getting ran over. And that's basically what happens. I mean, you put yourself in a position and you think that you're here, and then you hear something and it's just like, you know, and it brought a reality back in that, like, nah, bro, it's some shit out here now.
Well, I remember in 2018 at the biker build off, the first one that I did that I was in, that was the first time I ever met Scott Owens in person. And I think I followed him on Facebook and he followed me and stuff like that. But I remember we were on the corner of the seawall, and I think it was 20th Street, but that's where everybody was posted up at. And Scott goes, hey man, come here and check this out. And I shit you not, when I heard it was a silver, I want to say it was like silver and burgundy bike or candy red bike.
The first one I heard in 2018, he had the silver and black road line.
Well, then it could have been that one. But anyway, he's like, here, check this out. And before I could do anything, I grabbed my best friend. I'm like, dude, come over here. And I stood beside the exhaust side saddlebag. I stood beside it, maybe a foot and a half, 2 foot from it. And I shit you not, he's like, hey, dude, check this out. And you know him, he's quiet. There is no flamboyance to him. Do what?
Quiet till you take him to Minnesota.
Well, okay. Well, that day in Galveston, he was quiet. Well, he goes, here, check this out. And he's playing on his phone. And dude, he played something. I couldn't tell you what the hell it was. But I shit you not, it had that ramp up like the dubstep music where it just kept ramping and ramping and ramping and ramping and ramping. And then it stopped. And then boom, like thunder hit right on that bike. I mean, dude, I'm still getting goose pimples thinking about it. Me and my best friend, I grabbed him by the arm and I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Because it scared the shit out of me because it was so loud, so clear. And when that bass hit, I was like, oh, it's like a Top Fuel dragster. You know, it scared me because of the power that it had. And that was actually my first introduction into the stereo world as we know it today.
Right.
You know,
I mean, and that, again, that was another introduction, because after that happened, I went by Louis' shop where I am currently today. And he had Scott's bike up there, and he was like, hey, man, you want to hear it? I was like, yeah, you know. And that bike, when he cut that, man, it was stupid. It was just stupid. I was like, there's no way that these are pro audio speakers. There's no way that there's only 2 10s on this bike. Man, that shit was crazy, knocking shit off shelves and everything. So,
yeah.
I mean, I could go on and on about the type of bikes that Scott and Louis had in 18 and 19. So, I mean, but that's all I knew from Texas. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And anybody else, you know, even being in a competition with those dudes and shit. You know what I'm saying? But at Lone Star, man, you know, you had your. There was not two bikes out here that could outdo those 2 bikes. Period.
No. And I know they. Well, let's put it away. Lucky 7 is the force, in my opinion, behind stereos, period. Scott Owens is the force behind stereos, period. Joey Hensley is those 3 people, in my personal opinion, are the reason this thing has taken a life of its own. Just those 3 guys. It's because they put in the work, they put in the effort, they put in all of the dedication to the research and development on the bikes. You've just got people that have, and I hate to say it because, you know, all 3 of those guys have lives, but it's like they've dedicated their lives to how good can we get this stuff and how can we get it to the masses and make this a real deal.
Right.
Now, you've got Banger and you've got the SOS and you've got Sound Wars. You got all these mediums that are allowing you to play. I think they're assisting in it, but I think those 3 dudes are probably the main reason all of this stuff is taken off to the degree that it's taken off to. Hold on. Hello? Yes. In Cade's right-hand drawer, there's some. Love you, bye. Sorry about that. That's my son calling. He's downstairs babysitting my little one. But Louis, holy shit. I gotta show this comment. You see my comments when I put them on the screen?
The last one I see is Scott Owens is the wizard behind everything. Yeah.
That's Louis Bailey talking.
Well, I mean, you got, man, look, first off, let me just say this. Scott Owens is a fucking genius.
He is.
Point blank, he's a fucking genius. Louis, on the other hand, is an asshole. You know what I'm saying? But he knew how to grab a hold of Scott Owens' coattail and he drug him along. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he's winning. You know what I'm saying? Look, I can go on and on about those guys. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh, yeah.
At the end of the day, Louis is a hell of a business guy. He's a hell of a business guy.
And you're stupid if you think he's not.
For being a good businessman. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, anything else, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But he's a hell of a good businessman. And Scott is just he's an evil genius. And he is very quiet. He is. Until you piss him off.
Well, I've never seen him pissed off. So.
Well, just know that Scott has another side to that mild manner. See, he's Superman Clark Kent.
Really?
Just so you know. And let me go back to Minnesota because I got about the Minnesota trip, man. You know what I'm saying? The Minnesota trip was an eye-opening experience for me as a black man. Okay, so as a black man in Minnesota, I immediately thought I'm going to be uncomfortable around a bunch of white. Man, it was so not the way. That was the best trip I'd ever been on, and I'd have been to Cancun, Daytona, not that many places, but Minnesota was the absolute best trip that I've been on, and only for the reason that, just so you know, Kevin, everywhere I go, the police get called. I don't know why. If you ask PJ, it's because I'm black. But the police gets called every time I show up somewhere. But if you go back to one of the videos that I was live on, Scott Owens is he's my hero. And I'm gonna leave it at that. Scott Owens, you my hero, and you can't do wrong by me. Period. Just so you know. And
you don't want
to playlist.
You don't want to tell what happened?
Well, okay, so basically we were standing outside. It was me, PJ, and Black, and we're talking to these white guys, and they going crazy. We're from Minnesota, dude. They just going crazy, saying dumb shit, whatever. The police had already been there because of Joshua Brooks snitching McSnitch. Yeah. Joshua, who got the police called on us, playing his music extra loud. We get ran back in the club. They come and say, hey, look, you can't go back outside. You stay in the club or it's going to be some problems. Police leave. Everybody happy. We go back outside. We just standing on the porch. Police pulls back up. PJ, the first one, hit the club. Go back in there and sit down like ain't shit happened. The police come in. He looking for managers and shit. So Scott, he decides like, man, nah, bro, they targeted me. Of all people, they targeted me. And Scott was like, nah, it ain't going down like that. You ain't got shit to say to him. And he stood between me and the cop.
Really?
Yes. Then we go to the hotel. Oh, now that shit. This is when Scott Owens showed his naked ass.
We're learning tonight, Scott. We're learning tonight.
I wish I had Black here because he'll tell you about the night manager. The night manager and Scott Owens, they should have had a boxing match under that awning.
Really?
Yeah, because it was unnecessary. We parked our bikes right in front of her car. Scott and Joshua parked their bikes, facing her car. And so she said, you can't park up under the awning. Scott was like, why not? We're guests at the hotel. She was like, because I'm the night manager. So Scott said, well, whose car is this? She said, it's mine. He said, well, you can't park her either. He, man, went toe-to-toe with that woman to the point where they had to hire Scott for a couple of minutes. And the police showed up again, just so you know.
He was ready to go to jail for the cause.
Look, man, I don't know how much Scott had to drink or if what the content of the alcohol that was. Scott didn't give a fuck that night. Man, he didn't, man.
Was Louis buying drinks?
Fuck no, Louis wasn't nowhere to be found.
Oh.
Louis was, hold up. In his defense, Louis is a fucking superstar up there, man.
Okay.
Louis is a superstar in Minnesota. That weekend, hey man, it wasn't nothing but pray. And I had some people say, man, don't blow his head up like that. Hey man, look, they rolled out the red carpet. But Scott Owens, that's my man's right there. Scott can't do wrong by me no more. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a damn. I felt safe. Just let me put it like that. Even with the police there, I felt safe. Scott was ready to fight. The police, you hear me? The police, man, cut it out.
I wasn't bad at all. I just got my friends' backs no matter what. I know he does. Because when I went to freaking Arizona the first time, him and Mindy were like, come on, dude, let's go. I mean, they took me everywhere they wanted to go. And I was like, dude, I'm in a car. I don't have a bike. They're good people. That all of them are good people. That's
No.
one thing I think is cool is that the group of people that follow this show religiously, I can't say nothing bad about any of them. They all are good people.
Man, look, I don't care what you got to say about it. Joshua Brooks, Scott Owens, Louis Bailey, PJ, even his little fighting on side freeway ass. Man, those are some solid dudes, bro. Like, man, them my dudes right there. And I don't care what Louis Bailey does, tricks and popping firecrackers and closing my doors. Yeah, because this some shit went down. But it's all good. But Lou, hey man, Lou, them my dudes, man. I fight a midget for him.
He said, I'll fight a midget for him. I ain't go biting fools. I'm scared of midgets. God damn it. But I fight one.
I'll fight a midget. You know what I'm
Midgets
saying?
and clowns.
Hey, them little people scare me, man. You're supposed to have a regular head and a little body. That's just weird to me.
I'll be honest. I'm actually surprised there's not a midget in this group.
But y'all freak me out. I'm just saying.
Well, hey, it is what it is.
You ain't supposed to have a full size head and a body the same. No, man. A toddler body on a big head. No, that's not good. No. I don't know the story about PJ on the freeway. Hold up. I only know what PJ will release. PJ won't tell that story. He wants to get paid for that story. So we're going to start a GoFundMe to get PJ paid to tell his story. All I can tell you is it's a purple nipple involved.
And he drops the red nipple.
So you ain't heard it from me. You know
he said there's a purple nipple involved.
Purple nipple involved, and hey, you got to get that. That man got to tell that story.
I'm gonna have to have him on here so I can hear that story. But dude,
you have to pay him though. You got to pay him. He ain't gonna tell that story unless you get paid.
Well, I ain't got no money. We all know that. Like I'm having to charge my friends for baseball caps. I'd fucking tell you I'm broke. So.
Hey, you got to get one of your sponsors to give him a shirt, a hat, or something.
Oh, hey, I'm glad you said that. I got to tell you something.
All right.
Are you sitting down? Anybody that follows me at all, and just to be clear, I have over 8,500 followers on my personal page. I don't know how. I do. But there is a guy named Wingo. Have you seen him? Eric? No. I think it's Eric Wingo. He is from Cameroon. You know where Cameroon is?
No.
Africa.
Oh, yeah. Well, I was about to say Africa, yeah.
Okay. So this dude, I just happened to be scrolling on my page one day. And I saw a video, because you know how you get those video ads sometimes, it'll show you different. Well, it showed this guy building a motorcycle on a wooden bench. And all he had was a stick welder.
Yeah, I seen that video.
And you're like, this motherfucker's out there building a motorcycle in the rain, and he's got a stick welder.
Right.
And I was like, dude, I got to see if this dude even real. So I clicked the link, and it went to the video. And then in the video, like I saw where it said his name, so I clicked his name, and I sent him a friend request, and he said yes. And then I went and I looked through all of his videos. So this cat is a metal worker. And he does all kinds of metal work in Cameroon. If you look at his pictures, dude, we are so fucking blessed with the minimal things we have. This dude built an entire motorcycle. I don't know where he got a motor, because it could be like from a Honda, or it could be from, an Asian model of something, but it's a little motor. He got he got two mags. He built the frame from scratch. He chopped up some fenders or something off of something that was not a motorcycle and made his fenders. He built this whole bike from scratch in the dirt on a wooden table with no frame jig, no nothing, with a cutoff wheel, a die grinder, and a fucking stick welder. And he built a whole bike. Well, I reached out to him. And I was like, dude, do you speak English? That's my first words I said to him. And he goes, yeah, I speak English. I said, man, I would love to interview you on my show sometime, because you, my friend, are amazing. Well, he follows this show now. And he didn't know anything about my show. So I sent him a link and said, I know you're 6 hours ahead of us. So right now, shit, what would that? It's 4 o'clock in the morning. He's asleep. But he said he would do an interview with me, and he would have to start the interview at midnight if I start my interview at 6 p.m. So he's going to do it. Well, I want everybody I can get a hold of to send me large, just regular large company t-shirts. Anybody. And I'm going to put together a flipping box of large t-shirts, and I want to mail them to Africa for this guy so that all of our stuff will be in Africa and show him, hey, look, dude, you're recognized in America as being a badass bike builder because you built a bike and you did it on dirt, you did it on a wooden table, and the only real tools I saw you ever use was a stick welder, a die grinder, and a cutoff wheel. And that's got my respect 100%.
Right. I mean, you can't beat that, man. All I can tell you, look, I get you as large shortly.
Anybody, every single person in this industry, if you know somebody that has a company t-shirt, send me a company t-shirt. I am going to mail this stuff to him, and I want a kick-ass box so that anybody that I want everybody represented by this guy, and I want him to know everybody supports him because that shit is badass.
Hey, it's probably not going to be fair because Louis probably going to send the most shirts. He's the only one that got shirts that everybody ain't wearing.
Well, this man is.
I'm just joking. Everybody in Minnesota got a Lucky 7 shirt. I was not gonna be denied. I wasn't gonna be the only one without a Lucky 7 something on.
So you got one?
Hell yeah, I got a Lucky 7 hat.
Oh, a hat.
Yeah. Oh, I got a couple shirts too. He always look. Obviously Louis think I'm a sex symbol because he always give me the little bitty shirts. I keep telling him. I think, man, you're not that big. Yeah, dude, I'm that big. But
what size shirt do you wear?
And I'm
2X?
What? Nah, I'm a little bigger than that, man. I'm in the
3? What?
Yeah.
You wear a what?
4X.
I have a whole bunch of shirts I'm finna send you because I can't get rid of them because nobody wears a 4X.
Well, you looking at them.
Fuck yeah. The first Grind Biker build off, I literally have 4X t-shirts that have my logo and Sinworks logo on the back and the grind logo. I am sending you all of them if you want them.
Wear them too. I mean, and I love support. You know what I mean? I love supporting it. And I work in the my shop is hot, so I can't do nothing but wear t-shirts. And I got one from Lee with Dirty, and I got a couple from Louis. Louis tried to give me an expert shirt, but it was too small, so I couldn't wear that. So I'm gonna hang that one up, like in the rafters. You know what I'm saying? Like a championship belt. You know what I'm saying? What Brian talking about?
Oh, let me show you.
See, Louis, baby, spray paint up on the garage door. See, okay. So now, Brian, if Louis doing that, that's some whole shit, right?
Again, another topic I want to talk about with you. So the other day I caught you live and I was like, what in the fuck is he? What is this shit? What do you mean hoe shit? How can a man be a hoe? Dude, so after thinking about what you said, I was like, man, I know a lot of hoes. What the hell? I do know some hoes. What the fuck?
But see, the whole thing, the dynamic around the word hoe has always been associated with women that's giving up pussy for money. No, it ain't the case no more. These dudes is hoes now, man. These dudes doing hoe shit.
Did you see what the acronym for hoe was for me?
No, I didn't see what it say.
Having other emotions.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's it.
Emotions. I get that. I appreciate that. And that's all I wanted to do. We gotta have an acronym for the word hoe. And these dudes is doing some hoe ass shit. And we just want to stop that. All this gossiping and bitching and boo-hooing. Don't do hoe shit. Don't do hoe shit.
He said, "Don't do hoe shit. Don't have other emotions. Stick to the one you got."
Yeah. Don't do whole shit, man. You know, because it doesn't. We've been the stigma has been put on women for so long, and I want to take that away from them women.
A lot of the women nowadays are just badasses.
Man, and that's the problem, because they have taken the male role and have perfected it. Now these dudes is acting like bitches.
Well, I think it's when they come out with that hot pink and baby blue hair dye and purple, and dudes started doing it, and then they started putting their hair in a bun up here. I was like, that's a twat knob, bro. What the fuck is that?
Bro, I mean, I grew up in the hood. I seen pimps, you know what I'm saying? I had long hair at one point, you know what I'm saying? So
You had hair?
oh shit, yeah, man. I'm a hood dude, bro.
Did you have hold on? Did you have the Jerry curl or did you have the dreadlocks?
I had a Jerry curl, I had S curls. Bro, that's why I got a cul-de-sac right now, man. Them chemicals burnt my shit off. You know what I'm saying? You can't say, man, you can't have dog, bro. That's why I got it on my face. You know what I'm saying? Because it ain't growing up there no more.
So you saw my porn stash, right? So my 8-year-old sitting at the dinner table with the straightest face. He reaches over, puts his hand on my shoulder. He goes, Dad. I was like, what, man? Serious. He goes, why can you grow hair on your lip but not your head? From the mouths of babes, man, they don't lie. I was like, I don't know. I have no earthly idea, Cade, but guess what? You're going to be bald one day, too. He's like, he got the scaredest look.
But you and Louis and Scott, y'all all had mullets.
Oh, yeah. Hell yes.
Business in the front, party in the back.
Yeah, and they're coming back.
Oh,
man, we were in Panama City Beach in May, and dude, I shit you not. If you were 18 years old, you had little tiny shorts on and you had a fucking mullet. And I was like, are you kidding me? And then acid wash jeans are coming back. And I was like, oh, good Lord, help these kids.
Yeah, man. Nah.
So,
but I'm saying Brian said that female builders are damn good looking. Man, females that ride bikes are damn good looking. There's some fine ass women on motorcycles, just so you know.
Where in the hell did he put that?
Oh, Brian Stalkup, not Brian Barber.
Oh. Some of them female builders are damn good looking. How much you want to bet? Somebody thinks every single one of them builders are good looking. Kentucky Waterfall.
Is that what they call a bullet?
That's what he calls a bullet, I guess. A Kentucky Waterfall.
See that?
Whoo.
A Kentucky Waterfall. I get it. Yeah, I get that, bro. Yeah, you missed me with that one. I would have never got that. If I'd have seen that just on some shit, I'd have been like, what?
What the hell's a Kentucky Waterfall?
Yeah, I want to get something to drink. You know what I mean? It sounds like a drink. You know what, Scott? You should name that. You should make that a drink. Waterfall.
So you see the comment on the screen?
Yeah. Or the Kentucky Waterfall. That's all I see.
You see it?
Yeah.
What about the women in Minnesota who ride on the back of Harley Highlighters?
Hold up. I didn't see that comment. I didn't see that one.
So the one before that was Scott saying, let's talk about the women in Minnesota, Derick.
Look, hold up now. I ain't no punk now. We can get this shit together. So, Kevin, honestly, I'm in Minnesota. I don't know anybody in Minnesota, especially no white women. So,
what had happened was
I'm standing by the bike. Oh, I'm just gonna be real, man. We all grown here. Little mama walked up to me and started talking. I'm just, goddamn Louis Bailey. That's ain't shit, man. Anyway, let's talk about me hugging on your aunt. Okay, let me get back to the woman on the back of the bike.
Oh shit, Louis.
So anyway, the chick talks to me. You know, she's telling me everything, and then she proceeds to say, you know, I smoke a little bit of weed. Okay, I'm in Minnesota. I like smoking weed. She smoked weed, so let's rock. So we get to the first stop. I'm like, well, fuck it. You want to smoke? She said, you want to go smoke? I'm like, well, shit, let's go down by the river and light up, you know. By the time we get down there, we get in the phone call, they for the burn off. Okay, cool. By the time we get to the third stop, now she wants to ride. They didn't encourage her, ask me to ride and shit. So I'm like, man, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? She smoked a little weed with me. She can hop on the back. But the chick was cool the whole time, man. And I know people want to know if I did some shit. But I ain't do nothing that I don't know nobody about.
Dude, the comments are rolling. Oh my God.
Hey, so then look, okay, so we get back. So now they doing all the little ceremony and shit. And Louis Bailey's aunt comes sit right up under my arm. Hey, sugar pie. You know what I'm saying?
How you doing?
Yeah. Buttercup, I was almost your uncle.
What he just said? Shit.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Say, man, look. Louis, man, he up to no good, man. That's all Louis Bailey, man. He's up. Louis Bailey set me up, man.
What the hell?
Look, hold up, Kevin. It wasn't but two black people out there, man, and me and black.
Really?
That's it, bro. That's it. The whole trip. There were two black people.
Huh. Change that up next year, huh? We're bringing everybody because I know for a fact there is a crew.
Hey, man,
I met them.
I've been telling everybody, man, we finna shut Minnesota down.
Kevin, you got to bring Kevin. I think Kevin and my son are like best friends. They were talking. My son got Kevin drinking Jameson and pickle juice. Ask Kevin about it. He'll tell you. He'll be like, "Nah, don't fuck around. That stuff is good."
Yeah.
And the look on his face when Devin ordered it, he was like, "What the hell are you? What pickle juice? That doesn't even sound good. Sound like something Cat Williams would say. Yeah. Well, that don't even sound good." And then he tried it, and he was like, "Holy shit, that's good."
Hey, you can introduce an alcoholic to pretty much anything. Ask Louis.
He said, "Ask Louis." He said, "The evidence don't lie." He said, "Dude, I have to go next year. I have to, no matter what."
I don't look, man. If you own a motor, I'm on the grind. If you own a motorcycle, please get with Louis Bailey and ask him when the next ride is, and make sure your ass is in Minnesota for that. I promise you, bro. See what I'm talking about? That ain't, come on, man. That's a setup, man. I was set up. It's because I'm black, right?
He said it's because I'm black. No, it's because you have a highlighter bike. You had to be seen. But you ain't finished up that seat, I see.
Man, that seat. Fuck that seat.
I can almost guarantee you next year is good. It's going to be the place to be next year.
That damn show better be the place to be. You better get your tickets now. And make sure you got a hotel room. Don't sleep in the hotel room with Louis and them, man, because they take over the whole hotel, man. They buy every room up. It was so bad. It was so bad Friday night when the police showed up that the little dude Joshua, he couldn't even get a room. Him and this girl couldn't even get a room.
Really?
Yeah, it was guilt by association.
No, we ain't got no room for y'all. Y'all need to go on and go. Dude, I'm telling you, dude, holy crap, Aunt Carrie, that's a whole other story. This is
Hey,
freaking great,
I don't
dude.
know what the cloud told it. Say, Bruno, let me. That is all a facade. That is all made up by Louis Bailey. Louis Bailey was the one actually. Okay, so let me tell y'all the truth. I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. It's the truth. Y'all know I'm lying. Louis Bailey ordered a bunch of roses, right? He was trying to surprise somebody. He had to put them in a whole nother room. Well, the problem was the person that delivered the roses, man, they put him too many places. You know what I'm saying? He was trying to surprise somebody and it just didn't work out. And he clogged up the toilet because it was too many roses. I can understand because everybody know that Louis liked to take a lot of shits. You know what I'm saying? And he wanted to shit on a bed of roses and it just didn't work out for him.
He wanted shit in the bed of roses and it didn't work out for him. Jesus Christ, dude.
The secret is out, bro. My bad. I ain't, yeah, the secret is out. But Louis was the one who ordered all the goddamn roses, man. It had nothing to do with nothing. What are you on that line about now, kid?
Ask Louis about the special toilet paper and crab legs.
Oh, I don't know nothing about that one.
Yeah, well, because you can't. I've got one guest on here tonight, and that's the way that's going to be. So whatever he's got to say, that's what we're listening to. Next week, Louis can come on here and say, well, what had happened was, and we'll go from there.
Brian talking about, man, they was dogging me out. Look, Louis talking about, oh, yeah, you see, I got the Barry White. He had Marvin Gaye on his phone. He didn't even know who the fuck Barry White was, man. With Marvin Gaye.
Holy shit. Holy.
Wrong black people, brother. That's wrong black people.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Now, Derick, the upgrade Bolden is Mr. Snitchy McSnitch. The crown is yours, sir.
Look, only to my friends.
He said, only to my friends.
I don't tell nobody else shit. You know what I'm saying? I ain't the one that I don't do no talking. Man,
yeah.
Answer the question. You know what I'm saying? Now, if the police ask me a question, I don't know nothing.
I don't know what you're talking about. I wasn't there.
Yeah. Now, my friends ask me, oh, yeah, I tell my partners.
You're going to pull an Eddie Murphy and be like, wasn't me. Wasn't me.
I ain't in it.
Well, cool, brother. Well, we've been here an hour, man, and I know both of us have to get up early.
Go back to work. I had to come get in a special place just for you guys.
You're going back to the shop tonight?
I got to.
Really? That busy?
Uh-huh. Yeah. See, I'm the worker. I'm the worker bee also. You know what I'm saying? I got a bunch of different hats. You know what I'm saying? I think when I go back to work, I'm going to put a Lucky 7 hat on so I can feel important.
So, hey, just out of curiosity, is it just you by yourself working?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Black comes in and helps me with some of the mechanical stuff, but yeah, it's just me.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
How many are you building right now?
I got about 13 in the shop right now.
Holy shit balls. Really?
Yeah. Yeah. They keep coming, man. Every time before we went to Minnesota, we pushed out 12 bikes. And man, when we got back, it was like 5 waiting on us.
So this is all you do full time. You had to quit your day job at some point in life.
My day job 2.25 years ago, 2.5 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
So honestly, is building bikes good to you? Or is it a struggle?
It can be. It's a struggle having to do everything on your own because I don't just run the shop. I got to run every facet of it. T-shirts, getting product. I mean, hell, I'm at Louis shop 2 or 3 times a week. You know what I mean? So it's hard when you have so many positions to fill. And it's hard to find help around here.
It's hard to find good help, period.
Go back and redo all his work. So
well, yeah. So but how do you keep up with 13 builds? I mean, don't you get overwhelmed?
I mean, not really. It's just, I mean, you got to take it a day at a time. I mean, I may work on 2 or 3 different bikes at one time. You know what I mean? So as one starts to get closer to being completed, then I'll concentrate on that one.
Yeah.
It's a revolving door. So what me and Black has done, we've separated the shop. So the mechanical stuff goes in the back, and as they're getting completed coming up with the music and everything, they come up to the front. So at least I know what I'm looking at in that immediate area.
Yeah.
But
So
that's why I wasn't taking trips, because I was the only one in the shop. This year I just, I went to Daytona, I went to Minnesota, and and these are the things that it was stressful, and I've tuned myself away from that so that I can get back onto the ball. You know what I'm saying, and actually start to live life.
well, that's one thing I will say. This is owning your own business is hard, but running your own business is even harder because especially with the bikes, you're having to do everything by yourself, answering the phone, giving the quotes, and that takes you away from building the bikes to get the bikes in and out the doors. Now,
and I'm just gonna be real with you, man, and everybody that's listening, to be even considered a builder or whatever the case is, man, is a complete honor for me to be in the midst of the Scott Owenses and the Louis Baileys and even Joshua Brooks, putting on his show, and even you, Kevin. I mean, I ain't trying to gas nobody up, man, but to be in this type of company, man, it's amazing to me. You know what I'm saying? Coming from the background that I came up from, you know what I mean? And I try to be as humble as I can, but man, it's very, you guys make it worth it.
well, I will say this one thing I do know is and everybody knows it. There's a lot of shit talking that people do on my platform, on your platform, on Facebook, all that. But the one thing I do know is, for the most part, the people that are actually involved with me in the show that I know, they all help each other. Everybody helps each other. There's a couple other shops in Dallas that those guys won't even talk to me. Huh?
There's some other shops in Dallas?
Yeah, see?
Just me and Louis.
Yeah, that's right. But they won't even talk to me. Like at rallies, if I go up to say hi to them, they're like, "Oh, what's up?" And then they walk away. They don't have time to talk to me. And I'm like, you know what? I'm done. See, even PJ, at least PJ's nice enough to say, "Fuck you, Kevin." See?
PJ tells everybody the fuck they sell.
I know. That's why I say even he's nice enough.
And you know what? PJ is an OG. I'm just gonna be real with you. PJ is an OG, but he got scared in Minnesota. He would have sat his ass down.
Well, I will say this: that it's good to see everybody help everybody, because you don't always see that in any industry. But this industry, it seems like you got to think it reaches from California to Florida, all the way up to, well, shit, Canada in my mind. It just seems like everybody, he said, "Fuck you too." Come on, man. I'm trying to be serious here, PJ. Even you, everybody pretty much helps everybody. And it's just, I mean, everybody stays in their lanes, but they help each other. I know for a fucking fact, if you called Andy from Smart Cycles in Iowa, if you called him, he's like, "Hey, man, I need your help." He would help. There wouldn't be a question. He'd help. And that's all over the area, all over the country. They do that. Shannon Fleischman, if you called him from Cartel Baggers of Florida, he'd help you. I know he would. They're good people is what I'm saying. Right. You included.
Right. Well, I appreciate it, man. I don't know anything else but that. You know what I mean? I gotta stay humble, bro. Like I said, I come from some really crazy ass beginnings and shit. To be where I'm at right now is cool as fuck. I ain't gonna even lie. It's a cool situation. I mean, bikes what brought me to this. You know what I mean?
You know what? It's a good thing to be and stuff. Just all the get-togethers. Like you do a pretty regular cookout, don't you?
The first Tuesday every month. It's on me.
See, that's just. I wish I lived closer so I could be there.
He pitched in. He ain't pitching in no more.
Uh-oh.
Louis just come in and get his eat on it, but it's such a good time though. I cannot. such a good time.
If you call PJ, he said, "Fuck you," and he does.
Oh yeah, but you know what, PJ, man, I'm glad PJ down here, man. You know, it's interesting to see the rise and the rallies remind us of why we do this. Straight up. Look, when we was in Galveston last year for the Lone Star Rally, I looked at Scott. I say, Scott, how does it feel to have 90% of these bikes out here with your product on? He was just like, man, he said he can't believe it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, this dude is huge.
Hello?
Uh-oh.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, he getting in trouble, y'all. He gonna get a fucking whooping when he get off this program.
Okay, I'll be right down.
Yeah, make sure you get there quick.
Okay, so that's not my wife. My wife is out of town with her family because she had back surgery. So my oldest son is downstairs with my youngest son watching him because I don't like leaving the 8-year-old in the house by himself. Well, I tried last week to do the show from inside the house and it kept messing up. And I was like, I'm done. I'm not going to do it again. So I asked my oldest one to watch him for me.
Can I give you some parental advice?
Absolutely.
Man, fuck them kids.
He did not just say that. He said, fuck them kids. Well, you've only got to hang out with one of them. He said, fuck them kids. Oh my God, I can't do that. I love my boys. They're gonna grow up and they're gonna be responsible for my retirement home. So I gotta be really fucking nice to them.
Right.
But anyway, brother, so we have been on here well over an hour now, and I appreciate you. And I hope we make this a pretty normal thing because we got a lot of shit we can talk about, not just the little bit that we touched on, racism in the industry, but all the shit. Yeah, it's just a good thing in my mind.
Right. I mean, but you gotta have the PJs and the Scots and everybody else that come in that make this shit. The whole thing about this music shit and these motorcycles and stuff, it's a big ass, like a dramatic movie. You know what I mean? And you gotta have all of that in order to achieve it at the end.
Absolutely. Well, cool, brother. Well, go do your thing. Say goodbye, and we will talk tomorrow. I'll call you tomorrow. Cool. All right. Well, there you go, guys. We had a great show. See possibly about keeping that kind of show going because it's pretty kick-ass. But anyway, you guys do me a favor. Go over to the YouTube, the Grind Biker Build Off on YouTube, and just click the video, leave a little comment, and subscribe to it. If we can get that one up, that's going to be kick-ass. And then share this one on Facebook. Anyway, thanks for watching again and supporting me. I appreciate it. Get ready. The 2021 National Build-Off's coming to Galveston, November 6th. Peace.